Yes, and me. Yes.
Bro, this hair looks delicious on you.
Yes. It's 99J.
Okay, here we go. Cause Dragon King on Twitter is tearing you up. I'm going to
Tearing me up?
Yes.
What did you do?
No, I'm definitely about to send it to you because
okay.
Because I want to
let me see this.
I want to let you. No, I want to let y'all know that. Listen, listen. I'm not above reproach. Now I'm a girl that gets out in the paint, and I windmill about the things that I say and do. And I want y'all to know that I don't feel that I'm above being checked or being stepped to. Mm-hmm. It's just the way you tap me on my shoulder.
Don't push me in my shoulder.
Now you're not gonna pop me in my back and think I'm gonna turn around and hear what you gotta say. I'm gonna fight you. But if you tapping me on my shoulder and kindly saying to me, Houston, we have a problem, I'm gonna investigate the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay? Hold on. So here we go. I'm sending you the mo. This is the things. Here we go.
Okay, I got it.
We're sending this because I'm going to address you, Craig, on my show because this is where.
Oh, Craig don't even know what it's about.
No, he don't even know. I'm going to address you, Craig, and we're going to address you. We're going to do this in the public so that the public knows that I hold even myself accountable for shit that I have said and shit that I'm, because that's when you know you a real bitch. Just like if y'all come back and y'all tell me, just like the other day when y'all was reading me saying, well, girl, you did misgender Jess. And I said, no, I did not misgender her. I did a word play on her name, but I never called her him, or I did say hilarious, but I didn't call her him.
Girl, you sound like you weaseling.
No, I'm not weaseling, Keisha. No, I'm not weaseling. Here, I'm sending you two things. I'm not weaseling, Keisha, but what I'm letting it be known is that when I was checked, it was okay for me to be checked because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We make mistakes, and when we make mistakes, we can spin around in a circle.
We can do what, girl?
We can spin around in a circle, girl, honey, like Linda Carter, girl, if we've been tapped ever so slightly.
Oh, for that.
To figure out. Craig, you don't know the password right now?
Girl, no, girl.
As feminine as you look, you mean to tell me as feminine as you look that you haven't, you can't open my phone with your face? So that just goes to show you that I look nothing like a man, okay? No, here, put this microphone over.
Okay, so what he had said.
Mo about to load it. Y'all give it a second. Mo about to load it up.
Well, while Mo is loading that up.
We haven't started Fag Talk yet.
No, I know.
No, we haven't started that yet.
But I just want to let you all know that this is a satirical show. So it's like In Living Color. It's like Saturday Night Live.
Excuse me. So when we write the synopsis for the show.
Because we going to TV.
We are. Mm-hmm. Listen.
What, girl?
I told those girls that, bitch, I was going to get the Queen's Supreme Court TV, and I did.
And what, girl?
And I did.
And what happened?
Whether a bitch was sitting next to me or not, and I did.
I hear you.
If you don't believe me, just watch.
That's right.
Because, girl, honey, I'm that type of determination girl.
I hear you.
And I did.
And you did.
They can say whatever they want to say. And they can talk about one season and this and the other and all that type of stuff, honey. You have no idea. If when you Google our show, it is neither. It don't say that we're canceled or we're renewed yet.
Correct.
It's just in limbo right now.
What is it, girl?
Well,
girl, where is it?
Well, they think it's in limbo. But I know otherwise.
Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Go ahead. Mo, have you gotten it in?
Oh, we good.
No. Wait, you were about to say something. I was saying that this is a satirical show. It's a la Saturday Night Live, In Living Color. So we're going to say things that are inappropriate because that's a part of the punchline.
Yes.
Now, if you don't have a sense of humor, log the fuck out.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to let it be known, honey, before, y'all get all irate. You got it?
I didn't know you said the second one.
Well, either way it goes, put both of them in there because...
if you have tissue paper feelings, this isn't the show for you.
But, Craig, we still also have to be mindful of things because we do have influence.
Okay.
And this is what I want to teach people that have influence. Are you airdropping me something else? Oh, you did it.
Oh, girl, yes. It was. I have it here.
I want to remind people this that have influence. When you have influence, you do have to be mindful of a lot of the things.
That's true.
And it's not because this is something that you signed up. Okay, now the spirits is
Girl, you want me to move it?
girl. Yes, we're gonna put it over there, girl. Put it close to those African deities over there.
Don't do that. Because first of all, our deities are very strong.
I know.
We're going to be talking about you Africans in this.
Hold on, one second. Let me look you dead in your eyes. I know. You can play the Saw game if you want to with me.
Okay.
You can play the Saw game if you want to with me. I know. I know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you better not. Are you sure that's the route you want to take with me, girl?
No,
I've already been rumored.
Right.
It's already been a rumor, honey, that I know, but I definitely know.
No comment.
Right. It was passed down to me from the ancestors, honey.
Oh my goodness. Okay, when we're all set, Maddie, where you are.
So I just received this from Twitter. Open it up, make my thing big, or make my phone full. Gotta watch what I say.
Right.
You know. Let's go to the first. Is that the first? No, go to where I didn't respond. Go to the one where
this one?
Yes. Here we go. Craig, are you looking at this? Here's the computer over here till you get over here, Raw.
I'm looking.
Here it is.
He says, I love and support you dearly, and I love your strength for yourself and others. I understand you don't control others, i.e., Craig, and his derogatory comments about those who have HIV/AIDS, but it is problematic. Affiliating with him is becoming a stain on, next slide, please.
On you. It's just a stain on you.
Oh, on you.
And so I went back and I said, what did he say? And then he said, maybe I'm the dumb one, and okay, I guess. Craig is always talking about gays supporting each other when it comes to toxic interactions and not letting those who speak ill of us get a pass, but then mention in a very non-sensitive and
flippant
mention those with HIV and AIDS. Now, Craig, I have...
Wait, open this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Open this. Before you say anything, I want the record to show. We're gonna go back to that episode because I'm thinking he's talking about this episode. You know, there was a time that it was special. You didn't just fuck anybody raw. Now it's like people don't care. The gays definitely don't care. The gays they never gave a fuck. Child, but the gays they never gave a fuck. But at least when that epidemic came through into the supermarket, it ain't funny. When the epidemic came through. When the epidemic did what? Came through, did a supermarket sweep and started gathering us and putting us in the checkout line. Now I'm going to pause for a moment because I think I'm in good company right there. I'm not the only one that's speaking. Hold your comment though. We're going to continue. Hold on. When the epidemic came through, started sweeping the girls up and putting us in the checkout box. Girl, can I say it? Hold on. No, don't do it yet. Let me finish. When the epidemic came through and gathered us up and started putting us in the checkout box, the supermarket sweep and putting us in the checkout box and rolled us outside. Now, I'm going to pause one more time. Now, I don't know if he saw the same thing I saw. Maybe we look very much alike, but right here, Carol Ann, you're driving the bus. I'm just listening and laughing. Hold on. Can I say to put us in the car to take us away from here? Can I say it? From the AIDS? With the girls. Went through the AIDS epidemic. And they went through the what? And they started gathering us up and putting us in a supermarket suite. When they gathered us, put us in the basket, and sent us now, once again, I'm just listening and laughing. I haven't said 15 words. Hold on. What happened? The girl's up. Now, I asked the question. I said, "What gathered us up?"
The AIDS.
Okay. Let's continue listening. Like in public, the AIDS. We began to start to be like, hey. Oh my God.
We only started to get more and more promiscuous once PrEP became.
Listen. And y'all done lost your goddamn mind.
We became more and more promiscuous once the PrEP started to come into play.
And don't let a bitch tell you she's undetectable. Okay, now, this is my first statement. But here's what we have to understand. That is true. Now, listen, if the children that are undetectable tell you that they're undetectable, they're saying that because they want you to know that I'm safer, quote unquote, and you can, and you don't have to, because I'm gonna say this. Within the HIV community, there is a hierarchy. They've created a hierarchy. Those that are undetectable feel like they're more privileged, for lack of a better word, than those who are not undetectable.
But who said that? How do you know?
I've seen it. I'm just talking from my own experience.
So this is from your perspective.
From my perspective.
From your perspective, from your experience.
From my experience, and then just seeing different conversations on Twitter, on Jacked, when I used to be on Jacked, there were conversations where it was like, I'm undetectable though.
Okay.
You know that they're
well, at least they're disclosing the status.
Correct. And that's fine. Unlock this, please. and that's fine. But my thing is, they definitely try to make a distinction. And I understand that there's a difference between undetectable. Yes, come on, Mr. REXX. It's a they make the distinction. What did he say? Where did his comment go?
Unspoken.
Unspoken status quo. Thank you. Come on, somebody. You're picking up what I'm putting down. But let's continue to listen to the audio.
So here I am being blamed. Here I am being blamed.
No, I'm not blaming you. Listen. Girl, it's over. She undetectable and you on PrEP today. Right. This is what you girls don't understand. Today.
That is
you're
correct.
Undetectable today.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you're going to be undetectable tomorrow or next week.
The levels may change.
Yeah.
And that's true.
If you miss the dosage. And you're not running blood checks before you're fucking. I mean.
Wait.
I mean.
And that is true. Now, nothing in that statement that we said was false.
Correct.
Because undetectable status doesn't last.
Girl,
unless you are on your regimen, you
correct.
are continually on your regimen or whatever. Now, satirically, we were poking and having fun, but we were also educating in that.
Correct.
In that same retrospect, we were. Craig was. I did say that there was a time when the epidemic did, because the epidemic did come through, gather the girls up, honey, like a supermarket sweep, put us in a basket, and were checking us out. However, due to the way that Magic Johnson came out and was talking about his status or whatever, which he became the face of this, and then once he became the face of that, and the pharmaceutical companies understood how important it was for our community, for the black community, because we are
yeah, come on.
We are definitely high in numbers.
Come on.
According to the CDC. Mm-hmm. We are high in numbers and high in numbers in black women. And so therefore, because of all of this stuff, the way that the pharmaceutical companies started making changes and advancements into the way that AIDS and HIV research has happened,
Shell, I'm coming for you after she's done. Go ahead.
There are medications in place that were like PrEP, that comes in pill form and injectables that are having people where you either, if you have it, it's manageable, and if you don't have it, you'll never get it.
Right.
Oh, the dragon he did reply. This is what he had to say.
Oh, just now?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, where?
Oh. He said, I didn't say his statements were false. Craig just makes statements like this quite often with a lot of vitriol.
Oh, well, I'm going to need receipts for that because I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, Craig, I do tap you on your shoulder a few times, and I'd be like, girl, don't do that.
Don't do what? First of all, don't be trying to jump on here with him because
No, I'm not on his side, but I do tap you just the same way I tap you on your shoulder with where you have your comments about white people.
well, listen, it's the truth. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm coming for you, Shell. Can we just run the fag talk music?
You know what?
Let me get over here.
Awful. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to reposition the camera because Craig is being annihilated over here and taking me down with the blimp. So, let's get ready for some fag talk.
You met me as me. Yes.
This hair looks delicious on you.
Yes. This is 99J.
Hello.
Anything come for me?
Anything come from me?
Obviously, you were definitely trying to get them to come for me.
Oh no, you were stirring the people up.
I didn't stir the people up. I only showed you what I was getting on Twitter.
You didn't put that man. Let me not say man because he might be non-binary.
Yes, just like I'm also
because you put them or they
just like
comment.
I'm also going to address. I'm going to address how I've gotten dragged about some shit you said about Miss Netta.
Let me just say this. Sometimes the truth is so pure that it stings. Now, Shell, let me start with you, niece. I've been working with Madison for, we met in 2017?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And so for you to say that I've been craving fame, that's hilarious to me because, for one, when I first started working with her, I was always hiding off camera. But see, when the universe or God calls you into your purpose, it doesn't matter how you run and hide, the universe is going to move you to the center because that's where the universe wants you. So when we used to do the show, I would be whispering. I didn't want her to hear me. I didn't want you all to hear me. I would just be trying to pass a note to Madison. I'm like, here's this, here's the story. And she'd be like, Craig, what you saying? What you saying? So for you to say that I just want fame, yeah, you can keep that. Now, as far as, what's the guy's name? King Dragon, or what was it? Or the
King
person.
Dragon,
Let me say person, because I don't want to say God. See, we live in such a politically correct world, you can't say anything. But see, I refuse to be muzzled. I refuse to be muzzled.
But you have to be mindful, too.
And I do try to be mindful.
So there's a difference in between being muzzled and being mindful.
I try my best to be mindful. And the thing is, no matter how politically correct you are, whenever you say something, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be offended. And when you're talking about the LG, see, let me say this. When you talk about difficult conversations, it's important to have difficult conversations. I'm really clear about what my life's purpose is, what my life's work is. I believe God has called me to bridge communities, whether it's the gay men and trans women, black and white people, on and on and on. But I speak a lot about race. But here's the truth. I believe that there are instances that there are white folks who don't want to have conversations, who are really interested in bridging the gap, but they don't even want to have conversations with black people because we're so sensitive that when you have a difficult conversation, it's important to be mindful that you're going to say things that are going to hurt people's feelings out of ignorance, out of just trying to learn. I've said to you before, I've known trans people long before I met Madison. I wrote and produced a stage play. There was a trans woman in that play. I worked with 2 different trans women. I've learned more about trans identity through her because she's so open and like when you ask things, you have to be able to ask the questions that you really want to know. But you can't be so sensitive. And I think the reason that we've learned so much about the trans community is because people like her are so open and willing to entertain and answer questions. But if you have a trans person that doesn't want to answer questions and they feel like you're trying to, say something to really challenge their identity, and like that's the only way that we learn. And so when it comes to this comment about the HIV/AIDS, the first guy that I fell in love with, I write about this in my first book, he was HIV positive. But the truth is, we have to be able to talk about this thing and not be afraid to talk about it out of fear of offending people. And the truth is this. I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the truth. There are conversations that those of us who are HIV negative have amongst ourselves that we don't have with people who are HIV positive, because we know that sometimes it's going to be so sensitive and you're going to misunderstand it. And oftentimes people who are living with the virus will say, oh, you just don't understand. Oh, you're just ignorant, especially when it comes down to whether or not you would date somebody that's HIV positive or not. That is something that each person should be able to decide. I don't want to date a smoker. Nobody's attacking me because I say I don't want to date a smoker.
Why you don't want to date a smoker?
Because I don't want to taste no cigarette in my mouth.
But you a suck dick, dog. I don't get it.
But I don't want to smoke. I don't want to taste no smoke in my mouth. Now, for example, if somebody says, and I'm not saying this, so don't misinterpret my words. If somebody says, oh, no, I don't want to date somebody HIV positive, it never fails. Somebody from the HIV community will say, oh, well, why won't you date? They take it as a personal attack. We all get to decide our truth and what we want to do. And you can't be so offended that all of a sudden you want to say, oh, you're just ignorant, you don't know enough about the virus, or you need to educate yourself. Like, what about, I've had the experience before, and I don't want to do it.
Okay, and that's your person.
And that's a person's person. Well, don't say me, because I don't want them to say, oh, he sat on there and said it.
But you said that would do you?
I've dated 3 people that were positive. Okay. But I don't tell people whether or not they should date somebody positive or not. I've had book signings. I did a book signing at Morehouse, and this young man came up to me after the signing, told me he was involved with a guy who he had just found out was HIV positive. Mm-hmm. They weren't sexually active at this point, and he asked me my opinion. Should I date him or not? And I said, sir, you have to decide that for yourself. And don't let anybody force you to make that decision or choice. You have to decide that. But conversely, I've had people that are HIV positive who said, oh, I would never date somebody negative. Oh. So a person that's positive can say they would never date somebody negative, but a negative person can never say that? Like, come on now. But again, this is a satirical show. And so we're going to laugh and play and joke about things. And so, like, what happened with Family Guy when you've got AIDS, not HIV?
Okay, now I was going to say, that's where we got that bit. That bit from was, where's my phone? Because we're going to play it in the background.
So it's like,
this is where we got that bit from, and you and I sat on the sofa and bitch,
we cackled.
When I tell you we fell to the floor,
yeah,
I was like, oh my God, this is awful,
Yeah.
But you would die laughing though.
Okay, and I'm also going to tell you more things. Like, I laugh at trans jokes,
and even when it comes down to this non-binary thing.
Nah, I do think. Okay, now Craig, here's where I want to tap you on your shoulder just a tad after we do the AIDS song.
After we do what?
The AIDS song.
Fair presents wall art and decor. Create your gallery with art deals so good they feel.
I got a knack for delivering bad news. I don't know how to tell you this, Mr. Devaney, so I'll let these guys do it. You have AIDS.
Yes, you have AIDS.
I hate to tell you, boy, that you have AIDS.
You got the AIDS.
You may have caught it when you stuck that filthy needle in here.
Or maybe all that unprotected sex put you here.
It isn't clear, but what we're certain of is you have AIDS.
Yes, you have AIDS.
Not HIV, but full-blown AIDS.
Yes, we were like, what the fuck?
Sure that you see that this is not HIV.
We were like,
But full-blown AIDS. HIV, but really full-blown AIDS.
I'm sorry, I wish it was something less serious.
But it's AIDS.
But it's AIDS.
Got the AIDS.
They said you don't.
You've got the AIDS at the end. That's what he said.
HIV.
so after
the
we
full
watched
blown.
it, because I had never seen this before. And so after we watched this, I sent this to Craig because I didn't know, like, I was over there like, I promise you that I was like, well, what the fuck was what? Wait a minute, hold on. And I did cackle.
I did too.
But I was like, wait. And so that became our little running thing. That was like, girl, the AIDS.
And we would just say it amongst ourselves.
And so I was just like, what the fuck?
And they were harmonizing for blood.
I was like, wait. And so that became our little, and here we go again.
Okay.
Again, even in our community, when we were talking about policing words the other day about how people didn't like fish and they don't like, certain things like we call all men trade, whether they're gay, bi, whatever, or straight. We say trade, like whatever. In our community, we have like these, and I'm not saying that everything in our community is right because it is not.
It's not.
But that is our language. And so we were having it took me a moment before I even started saying it out loud. Did it?
Yeah. That's true.
It took me a moment before I was like, the AIDS? But it was a reference to that. Because when I first saw it, I sent this to him and I was like, girl, what the fuck was that? Now if I told you that I didn't fall out laughing, bitch, I wouldn't be telling you a lie.
Right.
Because I was laughing at the space, not about the AIDS, but at how they were so crass.
Right.
And just like
right
up front, and I was
right.
like, that shit is crazy.
Right. But my thing is this. When it comes to the non-binary thing, somebody just said, it's not that I don't. First of all, I think a lot of times you guys.
I need to tap you a little bit, Craig, because I know that you're going to go for it.
You don't know what I'm about to say.
No, I don't know yet, but
okay,
I want to say
ahead.
that I need to say this. Like when you were talking about the non-binary thing, and I was very much so like trying to educate you in the space of, girl, I've had my own experience. When I worked on the set of Bros, I told you this was my experience. I worked on the set of Bros, and Bros on Universal Pictures hired everybody. They hired trans, they hired gay, black, whatever. They hired everybody. And we hired everybody from, what's the word I want to use?
From the community?
From the community, but what's the other word?
In the subculture?
The subculture. Yeah. They hired everybody, but, minority. From the minority. Okay. They hired all the minority things, like everything from staff to everywhere. Like when we walked around.
Craft services.
Everything. They wanted us, when we walked around on set, they wanted us to make sure that we were comfortable when we came to work. Like everybody saw everybody.
Right.
Okay? So one of the people that was the PA there, and I've been on numerous interviews where I've said, well, I'm still learning about the non-binary thing. Yes. I'm learning that this stuff. I've been on many interviews, whatever. But I learned from an experience, and that was my experience at Bros when we sat there, and I'm from the South. So I use girl and she. Listen, we're fags. We call everybody she. Even the men. When we have our conversation and Mo's not there, we be like, girl, she was over there. Girl.
Right.
We do that because that's what we do. It's everything is she. It's everything in our community is fucking goddamn fucking she. You've seen it, Mo. Yeah. I've even had conversations with you about some men that I was dealing with. I was like, girl, honey, she gives. Yeah. So it's not a place of me making you a woman. It's just language. Okay.
Semantics.
Okay, thank you. So I said I was going to my trailer, and this is gonna loop you back into this non-binary thing.
Okay. Because I'm ready to talk.
I was going to the trailer, and in me going to the trailer, whatever, when I spoke to the person said to me, whatever, because visually, okay, I gotta say this because I want y'all watching this to learn fucking something. Visually, I saw she.
Yes.
Visually, their presentation, I saw she. That's what I saw. Right. Okay? And so when I was having a conversation with another PA, I said, well, she told me that, that we need to be back on set, that our lunch was this minute. And so they after everybody cleared out and we went to lunch, they came into my trailer and they tapped me on my shoulder and they said to me, Madison, I'd just like to let you know that my pronouns are they and them because I'm non-binary. And I said, oh, I grabbed my chest. I said, oh, okay. Because we had just, before I got hired at Universal Pictures, what, is something wrong? Oh, before I got hired at Universal Pictures, we had to go through training. We had to go through training. We had to go through a week of training so that we wouldn't offend anybody. You know, we had to go through so there's no sexual harassment. We had to go through a week of training for that shit. Because that was Universal Pictures, of which I still to this day get a check from, for those of you who said it flopped. I still am gathering up my coinage from that movie, bitch, that came out year before last. I'm still gathering that. Hence why, bitch, my floors in my home are done, my walls are done. Thanks. But that's another story, because I'm about to get thrown out about breeding a bitch. But
I'm just waiting for my turn.
you about to get it. You just stay here. So I went into my trailer and I had a conversation with myself in my trailer, in my mirror in my trailer. And I said, all right, Madison, now you don't want to lose your motherfucking job, for number one. And for number two, not only you don't want to lose your job, you don't want to disrespect nobody, not you being a pillar in your own community. So here's what you need to do. Practice with yourself. How are you going to use they and them in a sentence when you were referring to this person? So I said, here we go. All right, Madison. They told you that their pronouns are they and them. And in order for you, Madison, to keep your job and not be fired and sent home, bitch, with no pay, you need to respect them for who they are. And therefore, you can keep that check coming to your name. You see how I did that right there? By the time they came back to my trailer, they have been they and them ever since. And I understood how to do that. Because one, I wanted to respect them, and two, I was not finna lose a dime. Now, Craig, I have tapped you on your shoulder, and you have said many, many times that I just don't get it. It's plural. As smart as you are, there are ways that you can adapt. Hold on.
Go ahead.
There are ways, Craig.
For my turn.
There are ways that you can adapt to adhere to respect people. And I don't want anybody at home. And here's my thing, because I got to get this out and I'm done.
Go ahead. Because I'm done with it too. Because after I say what I say, don't talk to me nothing else about non-binary. I'm talking to y'all out there.
Because my pronouns are she and her. I didn't tell any of you motherfucking niggas in your home, on your couches or whatever, to believe that I am a female. I didn't tell any of you motherfuckers that. I ain't tell none of you motherfuckers to believe that, bitch, I'm a woman. I didn't tell none of y'all to believe that. What I say when I say that my pronouns are she, her, hers, herself, is that when you and I are engaging in any type of contact with each other, or we're conversing, or we're occupying spaces with each other, that this is the respect that I want you to give. I don't want you to change any belief that you got in your mind. I just want you to respect me. If you cannot respect me, you don't have to use she and her. You don't have to use she, her, hers, herself. But what you're not going to have is access to me. We're not going to occupy the same space. We're not going to get any conversation with each other because you can't respect me. And that's just it.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just say this, and I'll reiterate this. When we had that conversation the other week about non-binary and them and they, first and foremost, I believe that non-binary people exist. I'm not questioning that is a thing, right? I believe bisexuality exists. What I'm saying is, to make it easier for me, I'm just gonna call you by your name. I'm not using them or they. And if you can't accept me calling you Samantha, if that's your name, or Mark, if that's your name, then I just won't speak to you at all. Now, I believe that your identity exists. What I'm saying is, I'm not doing the them and they, them or they thing.
But it's not difficult to do, Craig.
It's complicated.
It's not.
It is. And for me, it's easier to just say your name. And that's where I am with it. And what I am is not a follower. And so just because the community thinks that I should say them and they, that's your business. There are a lot of things that I think many of you all should be doing that you're not doing. And what I want to say most importantly is we're not a monolith. We're all black people, but we have different experiences, so we're not going to agree on everything. Just because I fall up under that umbrella doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything that goes on underneath the umbrella. Case in point, there are things that we talk about with the trans experience that you don't necessarily agree with. I'm not going to go into that because I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I mean, you can. Let's do it.
Well, like, you don't think that trans women should be in sports with biological women, and I agree. And that is not transphobic. We just don't agree. And that's okay. What happens is, within the queer community, some of you, not all of you, some of you think that you're going to just make us fall in line with everything that you believe and think. And that's not going to happen, not with me. Now, for the person who put that comment up here who said, because I'm not HIV positive, that I shouldn't speak on it, then we shouldn't be talking about anything here on Fag Talk. Because the truth is, if we can't talk about the AIDS or anything else, then we shouldn't say fag either, because there's or dyke, because there's somebody here who's offended by that. So at some point, we're now muzzled again. So we can't talk about it. So then we can't talk about nothing. We should just go ahead and close this down and take our motherfucking asses home, and we'll see y'all later. Because I mean, if we're gonna do all this shifting every time somebody's feeling sensitive about something, then we ain't talking about a damn thing.
I mean, that is correct, but you know, we in the space that we use fag, we have phonetically changed.
Correct, but it's still a homonym.
It is a homonym.
We're still saying fag.
We are. However, it's the same way that we've done with the word nigger.
Correct. So black people who sitting here trying to get us together about HIV or AIDS or dyke or non-binary, them and they, then y'all need to stop saying nigga. There's some stuff in your vocal repertoire that there's some people that don't agree with what you say.
So I was going to ask a question. So do you guys feel that you guys are war?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He said you guys.
I'm sorry.
I don't mean like you got. That's not what I.
Well, there's another example. There's another example right there. So if somebody says you guys,
it's like how you.
You say she.
Yeah.
Well, you can say she.
I don't say she.
You can say you girls.
I don't say you girls though.
Well, why not?
Well, no, she can't say you girls because I'm not a girl.
Oh, you're a girl.
Now see,
Miss Craig. Don't you get it twisted.
No,
You're definitely a girl.
Now see,
you're one of the girls.
I'm not so.
I don't care how masculine you are. You're definitely one of the girls.
I'm not so sensitive that I'm like, girl, don't call me girl. No, this is fag talk. This is fag talk.
Maddie, if that's the case, that means you should be.
Well, listen, you know
you
when.
can't call me she then.
Well, you know when things go down, honey. I say, bitch, Miss Tim, Miss Timothy, Mr. Madison. It's not, bitch, bitch, Miss Tim, bitch. I'm on because you're not offending me.
And that's what I'm saying. But see, my thing is, if like with my relationship with you, now I don't use the word tranny. I just don't. Just like I don't call women bitch. I just don't. Now, I might call a fag a bitch, but I don't call women a bitch. And I don't call trans women trannies. I don't use those words. But my point is, we have a different relationship. So there are times that I'm talking to you about something, like if I might say transmission fluid.
Yes, because I gave you that.
Right, and I got that from her.
And I'd like to tell you why I gave you that.
But what happened? But wait. But what happens
because context matters.
Listen. But what happens if the trans community get offended because I say transmission fluid to you? So what? I can't talk.
But here's the thing: the context matter, because I remember I was saying, "Girl, you better come over here and get you some of this transmission fluid all over that," because I was being sexually suggestive to you in a joking manner. I was like, "Girl, I'll give you some of this transmission fluid, honey." And I call the girls transvaginal meshes.
Right. So for all of the gay boys that happen to be HIV positive, remember that some women don't want you calling them bitch. So if you want to try to check me about us joking about the AIDS, then you remember that. So like this shit goes both ways.
Because I was going to say that, I consider, especially when you guys are together, I consider you guys doing a comedic act. So
yeah.
It's like you trying to confine a comedian to certain things that they can talk about.
Right.
Okay, well, so Maverick 272, let's talk about fish. I removed fish, and here's the thing: you can go to countless videos of me. It was Daniva that's been saying that. And I'm not throwing Daniva under the bus because you go on Daniva page on any day and Daniva is saying fish. I've never been one that was saying fish. I call it bitch, hoe, motherfucking puss asshole. I've always been saying that because I'm from Florida and that's the way I speak. It's fuck that bitch asshole, puss ass, motherfucking bitch. I've never been fish. I got caught up in a fish debacle when me and Chi-Chi was sitting in the car and Chi-Chi, who also is a fag from our community, Chi-Chi was saying, we were having a conversation about a woman who had got murdered because she was messy, and she went in there and she caught those men fucking, and she decided to go on Instagram or whatever. Remember that? And me and Chi-Chi was in the car, and they were dragging me since. Chi-Chi was in the car, and Chi-Chi said, "Girl, you talking about messy fish?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl, you know because this is us talking."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, girl, you know the fish in what was it, Milwaukee, Minnesota?"
I think it was Milwaukee.
It was somewhere. I said, "Yeah, girl, that fish." Bitch, I would never have been saying online like that if I wasn't talking amongst my girl.
Right.
I've never, and you can go, and y'all can go, and I've been on the internet for damn near over 15 years.
Yeah.
You can go count the videos, bitch, where I have ever been saying fish, ever.
And I never use that word. Never.
You can go count the videos where I've been saying fish. And anytime a subject about me comes up anywhere, that's the like, well, he disrespects women. He calls them fish. I'm like, girl, wait a minute. Who are you watching?
CCM, I don't know what you're listening to, but I just said to you that I respect and I understand that non-binary people exist. I'm just not doing the them and they. I'm going to call you by your name. If you can't receive that and understand that, then too bad. You can contort and twist what I've said all you wish, but I've said what I said.
But Craig, again, it is not difficult to use that.
It's not, but I'm rather just call you by your name. I'm not, you're not going to strong arm me. It's easier for me to just say your name. If you don't want to be called by your name, then I won't say nothing to you at all. It's just that simple. It really is. I believe that non-binary people exist, but I'm not getting into the them and they. I'm not. I'm going to call you by your name. And if that's not enough for you, then fuck you.
Don't do that, Craig. Oh, it ain't enough in there.
If you think that means that I don't respect people, sure. Yes. What is that right there?
Oh, girl, this stuff you don't eat.
That's cabbage?
No, that's chicken.
I want some of them potato wedges too.
You'll get it, bro.
Yeah, like you're not gonna program me.
I have to be honest and tell you that I don't like the fact that I don't, me personally.
Because I just would rather call you your name. You would think that I'm sitting here saying, no, I don't think bisexual exists. I don't think non-binary exists. No, I'm just saying I'm not trying to do all of that. I'm just gonna call you by your name.
I just personally think, Craig, that it's not difficult.
For you.
It's very easy.
Okay, well, it's easier for me to just say your name.
What's the problem with it?
I just told you. If you told me you were non-binary, I would just start calling you Madison. I'm not going to say she, I'm going to say, oh, Madison.
But what about when you're having conversations about me? Or
I'm going to say Madison. If that's the case, then we shouldn't say fag.
Oh, we saying fag over here.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to call you your name. We haven't even gotten into the show.
I'm glad we're doing this, Craig, because there's going to be a lot of things that we say on the show that people are probably going to get offended by.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If we're going to start doing all of that, then we shouldn't do it.
Do you have what it takes to be a fag?